Peace be with you. Who is a Muslim and who isn't? Well, the first answer is only God knows that, right? But there is a lot of debate in Muslim circles in regards to this matter, with opinions ranging wildly from you can do whatever you want, even not pray, and you're still a Muslim, to the other extreme of you question one little thing or you miss one little thing and you're outside of Islam. So people do talk about this topic all the time, and I figured I want to explain linguistically what this is and give an example. Linguistically, the word Muslim denotes obedience. It means the one who submits his will to God, right? Whose prevailing pattern of behavior is the one of submission to God, of doing what God wants. It doesn't mean that they're perfect, but it means that overall they put enough effort into where they are actually controlling their behavior, and most of the time they are in line with what God wants from them. The opposite of that is the word fasiq, is a person who is defiantly disobedient to God. Even though they may know what God wants, they don't care, they do their own thing, and this is what we would call a non-practicing Muslim. So God doesn't call them Muslims in the Quran, God calls them fasiqun or fasiqs in the Quran. And when these people claim to be Muslims, they are also munafiqeen, they are also hypocrites, because they don't do what they proclaim to be about. Now, like I said, when you claim to be a Muslim, you are not perfect, but as long as you don't give up, then you are still a Muslim. You're going to make mistakes. And I'm going to give an example of an MMA fighter. Let's take, for example, Khabib Nurmagomedov, right? He is a well-known Muslim fighter. So let's say he makes a mistake and his opponent takes his back, and now he's got a rear naked choke in, right? So he made a mistake and put himself in a worse position, right? And this is what you do as a Muslim when you decide to do something stupid like what God forbade, right? And now you just dug yourself a deeper hole. Let's say you tried drugs and now you're addicted. Going back to the example of Khabib, now let's say Khabib is in a rear naked choke and he is fighting, and although he made a mistake and he's in a bad position now, he is fighting, so he's still a fighter, right? Because he's still fighting. Well, the same thing for a Muslim. If Khabib gives up and he allows that choke to put him out, that is when you give up, right? That is when you don't care. You made mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake, so you just decide to continue to make mistakes. If you give up as a fighter, it's the same thing as you gave up as a Muslim. So if Khabib gives up in a ring and he gets choked out, it's because he gave up. He was a fighter all the way to the point where he gave up. And then that is what a Muslim is. A Muslim is a Muslim as long as he is actually fighting and actually having some success. Otherwise, you got the devil on your back and he's choking you out. And if you give up, then you have failed and you are no longer a Muslim. Now you are going to hell. So that is the difference. Peace be with you.